To Leafy Couture's workshop. I've been asked to do some video tutorials today, so we thought we would start with these gorgeous spring flowers for you. We're going to do a kind of loose, kind of hand-tied bouquet that just kind of picked spring feel. So I'll show you some of the flowers we've got here. We've got a gorgeous array of hyacinths, varying shades and varying stages of opening to give it that kind of just springy feel. Some of them are closed and some of them are open. We've got some eucalyptus. We've got my favourite all-time flowers, ranunculus, gorgeous, and again slightly in varying shades and sizes. Viburnum opulus or Guelder rose or snowball, which to me is the epitome of a spring flower. We also have some clematis. Just get that for you. Just gives that movement, and also it's beautifully star-shaped, so complementing the circular shapes and the star shapes we've got here. We're also going to add in some memory lane roses, which beautiful two-tone effect, and some buried eucalyptus, which will just give us a bit more movement. Okay, so I've laid everything out ready, and I'm just going to start building the bouquet. So I want to start with something quite sturdy in the middle. So I've got some hyacinths, and I'll just start building as I go, just stripping the stems. So we're going to go like a little bit of a grouped design, but we want lots of movement in there as well. So anything below the tying point I'm going to strip. Get some nice gorgeous viburnum in. So as I'm going, just keep moving the bouquet around. I'm just going to add in some of the buried euc. It's naturally looking at the shape of the stem. It's on an angle, so we're going to put that in, feed a bit through and round, so that we're getting a bit of the movement and the kind of loose, just pickness that brides seem to want. I'll just check the rose for any blemishes. Just pop that in there, so you can see the textures are just coming along. Trying to get a nice balance of colour as well as movement. Just put a bit of the clematis in. Just feed those gorgeous bits through. So as I'm going, just keep moving my hand around, getting a bit more. Get some of the more closed bits, and I'm just putting those in a bit lower down. Hyacinths are quite hard to use in a bouquet because they're naturally not very long, but I think with this kind of style of bouquet, because you've got kind of highs and lows and it's not all one shape, you can kind of get away with it really. I love this clematis, it's new on the market and it's gorgeous. Tiny bit more of that in. That one's a bit chunky. Also, you'll notice when you're doing it with hyacinths, the stems are really chunky and fat, so when you're holding it in your hand it makes it harder to manipulate when you're moving around. Building up that side, I'll just have a nice bit of movement on this side. And this is really popular as well, the eucalyptus populus. The berries on it, it's absolutely gorgeous. I really like it with these kind of sagey tones. So I'm just looking for gaps now as I move around. Just loosen my grip a little bit. And then we'll just check, we've just got to fill in this side. And we're looking good. Kind of want a loose kind of undone feel, but not too loose. Okay, so just keep looking at your bouquet as you go around, and then we're just filling in any gaps that we find lower down. And we'll get ready to tie on. Just put one of those in there. Okay, just want one more rose in there. And show you lots of gorgeous movement coming through, making sure that every flower's got its own little space to shine. So I just want one more rose. Just take off the guard petals and any marked petals. And just put that in there. Okay. So I'm going to tie that off, but before I do, I'm just going to trim out the bulk of the stems. I'm going to tie with string. So using my bench, just going to use my bench to lean it on, wrap round and just make an anchor with your string. But nice and tight, not too tight because you don't want to crush your stems. And the soft stems of the ranunculus and the hyacinths are quite delicate really, so you don't want to chop the heads off. Okay, so that's your kind of trailing bouquet there. Beautiful shape on that, coming down, kind of echo the shape of a bride's dress.